Dillon here, live on my personal, and then we upload it to my YouTube channel at Melissa May Dillon. If you are on, this is better lighting. If you are on the YouTube channel, please please hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook or on YouTube, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Amazing things are happening in my life. First of all, if you've been following the story of my past life regression memories, I have released the most recent chapter of the story about the time that I was in Egypt. So go check that out on my page. Catch up with all the other posts. I think I need to title them Chapter 1, Chapter 2, something like that. I don't know. But it's been like a day. It's been like 2 days, and I was like, I've been working on writing it out. But we have been just so full of real life, not online life, that I have not had a minute. I've had to write that in between little brief moments in my life. We've had such a full day. There's so much family here. There's so much love going on. There's so many things going on. And so I'm super excited about I'm getting a physical building, like a work community thing. I'm super freaking excited. So I have been dreaming for a while of doing events, community events, working with people, helping, let's do classes on entrepreneurship. Let's do sound healing classes. Let's have yoga class. Let's do this. Let's do that. And, I wanted to have a place where people could come together, where your kids can hang out, and we're making it happen. We're doing it. I went to 2 spots, and the first spot I walked in, and I was like, no, this is not the vibe. This is done. This is not it. And then as I was going to that spot, I saw that there was another spot available for rent, and it was a school. And I was like, oh my God, a school, it's classrooms. So I had called them and scheduled. We were able to go see it today. I loved it. I put in the rental application today. I'm super, super stoked. And it gets to be this or something better. I'm assuming everything's going to go through. It's going to be fine. There's even 4 acres of property. There's outdoor space. The family, we can have family events there. We can do all kinds of things there. And it's the midpoint of where, because we live an hour away from where family lives. And this is the midpoint. It's the 30-minute mark to where a bunch of the family lives. And it's near the bigger town area. And this will be a place that if you wanted to come and meet the insurance exam queen, it could be this place. We're going to also, as a state approved provider for, as we're working on that for Illinois, you do have to, in Illinois, you're required to teach live classes. So we'll have live classes running at this place for insurance exam prep. I'm going to be doing so many amazing things. I want to have a talent show. I want to do coffees and toddlers, mothers can come, bring your laptop. Let's work on your business and let the kids go play. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be epic. It's going to be this awesome community place, center, all the things. I really do want a church though, a big church where we can make all this happen. And it's not about being a church, but it's a church has a place where everyone could sit and listen and talk. And then it has little classrooms, and it has different meeting areas, and it has a stage. We could do all this fun stuff. And it's it needs to be a church, but this building will work for now. In the meantime, as we build this up, as we get the community going, as we basically build an audience, build a family, build a community who's going to be using this space. And I am just overflowing with all the ideas and all the different things that I want to do at this space. I'm just super excited about everything that we get to accomplish. And I don't know officially when we'll be taking over the place. We're going to Norway and Germany for basically the whole month of July, and then we'll be back sometime in August. So I don't know when we're gonna get in there and get going and building it up, but it's gonna be so epic and amazing, and I'm super stoked. There's gonna be so much magic that's happened. I need to find people who want to do yoga. I need to find people who want to do sound healing classes. I want to find people who want to do entrepreneur class. I am so lit up. I'm gonna talk to ChatGPT to get me a list of all the things that need to happen, that we need to run. We need to build a Facebook page. We need to be outreaching. We need to get the community in there. We can do we can have farmers markets there. We can have craft shows and do all kinds of stuff. It is just endless, all the amazing ideas that are coming to me about what I want to do in this space and how I want to serve the people. And it's so freaking amazing. I am just ecstatic. I am over the moon about getting this set up, and it's going to be the physical business place for all of my businesses. I have 3 businesses now, which is super amazing. And we have the insurance exam queen. We have Eve, Evolved, virtual education. I haven't really talked about that one yet, but that is going to be the state approved company. Down to earth teaching with out of this world technology. How bomb is that? I think this is the first time I've actually talked about this publicly, but we have our IRS documents. We have all the things. We are official. And that's going to be our state approved company. So I'm actually, like, Insurance Exam Queen is going to stay Insurance Exam Queen, pink hair, you know, crazy wildness. And then we're going to have the clean corporate look. And that's going to actually be the Eve company. I didn't know I was going to share about it today, but I'm sharing about it today. And then we have Melissa May Dillon. So I now have 3 different companies. Insurance Exam Queen is the multi-million-dollar business. We just hit 3 million in sales. And then once we get the state approved content out, we're going to put that under Eve, and that'll be the clean corporate company. And then we have Melissa May Dillon, which is all about teaching people how to love their life, master their life, make millions, build a business, all the things. And this will be the physical location of all of those businesses. And then I'm going to be doing community centers, community classes, all kinds of amazingness. It's going to be freaking awesome and amazing. I foresee so many amazing things happening. Like, it's going to be like this smorgasbord of all kinds of things that are going to happen here in this location. And I'm super, super stoked. And I can see that eventually it will become big. Like, I see a lot of churches, and now I'm like, I need to go find a church that's for sale because I see it being a place that big. And anyway, it's going to be great. It's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. I'm super, super stoked. So I don't know exactly when it's happening, but what a celebration. Like, we hit 3 million sometime in the middle of last night while I was sleeping. And then I wake up today and I go see this physical spot that we're going to rent, that we're going to be able to have a physical place at, that we're going to do all these amazing things at. And I'm just super stoked. I cannot wait. It's beautiful. It's epic. It's awesome. And it's lighting me up. Like, I have not been like this lit up in forever. Come do some classes in Phoenix, Arizona. I absolutely can. I have family in Arizona. I lived in Phoenix, Arizona for so long. Mary is in Arizona, and which, by the way, Mary, I'm so excited. I saw your thing about going camping and doing in your little riding hole. I am just so impressed with all the things you've been doing in your life lately. You're amazing. I love you so much. I miss you. And let me come out. We need to come out and do some Cornish pasty. I was just telling my dad, my favorite restaurants in Arizona are Cornish pasty, Gadzooks, Pita Kitchen in Avondale, and what else? I mean, I also like Rubio's, which I know is more than just Arizona, but that's where I tend to get Rubio's at. There's so many amazing places. Popo's. Popo's in Arizona, absolutely delicious menchaca chimichanga. I cannot find a menchaca chimichanga anywhere else in the world. It's so, so good. So life is amazing. Things are happening. And then today, so like, my dad is in town. And as you guys know, I talk about my childhood, and I've talked about how, you know, my father, he screamed, he yelled, he was very controlling, he was very manipulating. And like, this was like my childhood. He had me be his therapist. And there was like all these different things that I've shared and talked about, right? And yet all of the healing that I've done, everything that I've worked through, it's like I can witness him, and I can see him as this. I mean, he literally has like almost zero capacity to manage his inner state, right? Like, so how he feels, like, he is, if you take anxiety and then like amp it by like 100, that's my dad. And it's like, he is constantly in fight or flight, like 24/7, like on like the nth degree. Like, so my surrogate adopted son, Forrest, my godson, Forrest, he came with us to dinner, and he was just like, just watching my dad just shaking. And he was like, everything was like high alert, like ordering the food was crazy, getting the food was crazy, eating the food was crazy. Like, everything was like this high, intense Olympic event. And I was just able to witness my dad and just like feel so much compassion. Like, wow, he's lived so much of his life not being able to manage his inner state. And that's why he screams and he yells at other people so much, because he thinks they're the reason that he can't be calm and inner, but he doesn't know it's an inside job. And it's like nobody taught him. Nobody taught him how to handle his emotions. Nobody taught him these tools. I'm lucky that I got to learn that we had the internets, and that we learned about therapy, and that we learned about emotions. Like, how blessed am I that I actually got to learn this stuff, and I didn't go until I was 50, 60 years old, still living with all of this anxiety. And so to be able to witness him and to just see, like, gosh, like, it sucks living. I was living his life for a while. Like, I can see so many of his behaviors and my behaviors. I can see so clearly, like, and I just kept telling Forrest, I'm like, this was my whole childhood. Like, what you're seeing tonight, this was my whole childhood. But even worse, because he used to scream and yell then. Like, now he's a little bit more chill. He doesn't quite scream and yell, but he's still like always complaining and still just like pointing out all the problems. And he's always does this like, oh my God, like he throws up his hand, oh my God. Like, everything's a disaster. Everything is like impending doom. Like, he's like little Stuart chicken, the sky is falling. This is my dad, and this is how he lives his whole life like this. And it's just, so to be able to witness him and see him with, like, normally when we look at people, we're judging them based on our experiences with them, right? And so normally in the past, when I looked at him, I was angry at him. I wanted him to change. I wanted him to be different. I wanted him to fix himself. And I couldn't handle being near him. I couldn't handle being around him for very long, right? It was like, okay, I can do this for like a day. Like, I could do this for like small periods of time. But being around that for a long time was like almost impossible in the past. And now it's like I can witness him all day long and just feel care and compassion. Like, I myself am not triggered. I myself am not feeling the impending doom. I myself am not, like, normally in situations I would pick up on all of his anxiety. I mean, he literally freaking trained me as a child to hear and take care of all of his problems for him and want to fix him. And that's why I find myself in repeating patterns in men with men in relationships, right? And so to be able to just really see him and witness him and just feel care and compassion without needing to fix or change him, without needing him to change for me to feel okay. Like, I can feel he can have his impending doom, he can have his insanity, he can have his anxiety, and I'm okay. Like, and it's funny, like, Forrest and I would like look at each other and be like, dang, this guy's freaking nuts. But it's just so much care and compassion for him, and just so much empathy, and it's wild. Like, this is really the first time in my life that I could be around my dad and not feel like I have to do something to fix it, and to not feel like I can't handle it or I can't be around it. Like, and then I was thinking about the idea of holding space, and it's like holding space is like, I think like, and because I don't know, when you hold something, you can only do it for so long and it gets heavy, right? And so I was talking to ChatGPT about what is holding space, and it's more like, instead of the idea of like having to make space for another human to hold the space that they have, it's like how it's so difficult, I feel, for us to exist and allow someone else to exist and not feel like their existence is hindering yours. Like, how, and that's why it's like the whole idea about holding space is like allowing their existence to exist without impacting your existence, right? And like normally when someone else is around us that causes us frustration or annoyance, it's like their existence, their literal existence of that other human impacts my existence, and I can't handle it, right? And that's why it's like I have boundaries, and I can't see them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to be around them. And it's because you cannot allow them to exist and you to exist at the same time. It's like, if they exist, I can't be around. And I think like boundaries are important, but I also think that like if we did enough healing, like if we got to a point where we can hold our truth and hold who we are and allow the other person to be exactly who they are without having to be different for us to be okay. Like, and again, I don't think, I'm not trying to suggest that you should be around someone, you know, that is unsafe or, you know, abusive to you or anything like that. But just like, I think so many people, and I even see it within my own family, they cannot be around certain people because they can't allow the other person to exist how they are. They can't witness them how they are because they need them to change. They need them to be different in order for them to feel okay. And I've been that way. I definitely have been that way. And I'm not making judgments of anyone, but I'm just seeing things a little bit differently now, where it's like in the past, I would only have been able to tolerate my dad for so long because he couldn't exist while I existed. Like, I would have to open space or hold space, and you can only hold something for so long. But just allowing them to be what they are, who they are, what they do, without it impacting me directly, without thinking that I can't be around, he has to change, he has to be different, he has to do something, he can't speak like that in order, and he has to change this, he has to change that, he has to change this for me to be okay to be around him. But it's like, this is who he is. This is he's lived his whole life like this. I hope he wants to change for himself so that he's not running around like Stuart Little Chicken. My life is ending constantly. Oh my God. Like, everything's a problem. Everything's a problem for him. And now I just kind of like look at him like, aw, aw. Like, poor guy, you know? Like, so instead of me being the victim, instead of me being like, poor me, my father was all these awful things, I'm looking at him like, man, he's had to deal with so many awful things, and he does not know how to deal with it. He does not know how to connect with himself. He does not know how to feel his feelings. He does not know that it's safe to feel his feelings, that he's okay to feel his feelings, that he's allowed to feel his feelings, that he has permission to feel his feelings. Soap. Dr. Nima. Thank you. Like, it is so wildly different to just sit and see my father for who he is without needing him to do anything different, and for me to feel okay at the same time. I'm okay. He's okay. He can have his experience. I can witness him, and I can just hold compassion for him without requiring that he has to change, and without pushing myself down, without making myself small, without changing. Like, I'm not changing who I am. I'm not saying things differently. I'm not putting on little gloves for him. I'm not diminishing myself. I'm not making myself small. I'm existing exactly who I am in my house, how I want to be, doing what I want to do, and allowing him to exist how he is. He gets to exist. I get to exist. I don't need him to do anything different for me to feel okay in my own body. I'm okay in my own body. I don't need him to do anything different for me to be okay in my own body. And in the past, it was required that someone else has to do something different for me to be okay in my own body. That's enmeshment. That's a problem. That's a problem. If other people have to be different for you to feel okay in your own body, you are not in control. They are. If other people have to change for you to be okay in your own body, they have your power. You don't have your power. So take back your power. See them with care. See them with compassion. Allow them to exist and be who they are without it invalidating your truth and who you are. They're allowed to exist. I'm allowed to exist. I don't need them to be different. They don't have to act different. They don't need to talk different. And I'm who I am. I wish more women had the courage to get out of victimhood the way you are. You know, I am courageous, but I think like courage is, I just know that like I have to talk about it. I have to talk about it. I have to share it. I have to. Like I am an open book. I am just everything. I will tell everything. I will share everything. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to open up, and it's beautiful just to allow, and it's beautiful to learn, to grow. And more than anything, I want to be a witness and a testimony of what is possible. I want to be a witness and a testimony. I used to scream. I used to yell. I used to belittle. I used to demean. I used to intimidate. I used to do all kinds of awful things. I made children cry on purpose as a public school teacher in America. I have, done, awful things to my partners, to my adoptive daughter, to like people in my life. And it's like, I don't do any of those things anymore. I don't want to do those things anymore. I was able to shift. I was able to learn. I was able to grow. I was able to evolve. And now I can witness my father being who he is without having to change, given everything he did to me as a kid. He literally asked me the other day, do you feel rejected? Like, did I make you feel rejected? And he was scared of the answer because he knew the truth. He was, and I was able to hear him ask that and not feel like anger or not feel like I think most people are like just wanting their parents to own up, right? Like they need their parents. You need to own up to what you did to me. And I don't require that of my dad anymore. I don't require that he has to do that because I don't know if he can even own up to his own stuff, right? Let alone like he's suffering, like he's already suffering. And that's the thing too, is like people, and this is so much of what Dr. Nima teaches, is like we are the perpetrator and the victim, always. Depending on which way we're looking at it, depending on what angle we're coming from, we are the perpetrator and the victim. And once I really realized that and took ownership of that, and it's like I can hold care and compassion for myself, for having been the victim, for having been the perpetrator. And it's like just having a sense of understanding, just understanding why the person is doing what they're doing, where they're coming from. And it's just allowing my father to exist as he is, just witnessing who he is and not needing him to be anything other than what exactly he is. And because that's what I would want. Like I would want people to, this is who I am. This is what I've got. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Incredible transformations are happening for me, happening within my marriage, happening within all my relationships. And to see like my father has been one of the, he has it within his life of raising children. He's raised 11 kids at different times. I'm the one kid who called him for Father's Day. The one out of 11, because they can't handle him. They can't handle what he says. They can't handle that he lives in victimhood. They can't handle how he exists. And it's like, he can exist how he exists. And I can let him know I love him. Happy Father's Day. He'll complain about something. He'll say something about this. He'll make a stupid comment. And I'm just like, okay, all right. He can exist how he is. It doesn't have to be different for me to be okay in my own body. I get to be okay in my own body no matter what anyone else is doing. How do you feel about this if you have a husband who is this way? You know what's funny? I have married my father 3 times. Maybe not, I don't know, the first husband, I don't feel like, I don't know, that was so long ago. I was so freaking young. I don't even remember. But Vanessa, I would recommend connecting with Dr. Nima. He's in the comments. He can help you out. And so like my husband has a lot of the same traits that my father had growing up, because this is what trauma does. It has you repeat patterns. It has you get into the same familiar grooves, the same familiar relationships, the same familiar, situations that you grew up in. So I grew up in anger, intensity, I grew up with a man who wanted to tell me all of his problems and have me fix them, or have me, just share love on him. And so I've repeated those same relationships. So actually David and I, my husband right now, we are working very hard on healing our trauma bond. We have trauma bonded together, and we're working together with Dr. Nima. I don't know, he's working really freaking hard. I'm working really freaking hard. I think we're going to be okay. I think it is possible to be able to heal those things, But yeah, girl, it's me too. I feel like my man is now so much like my dad. Yes, exactly. Now he has to want to choose to heal. But in the meantime, Vanessa, you can work on yourself, and you can either prepare yourself to leave or prepare yourself to heal if he also wants to heal. I don't recommend that anyone stay in your relationship if it doesn't feel right. If you want to get out, if it's unsafe, definitely leave, you know. But I think it is possible for people to have healing together. And I think David and I are on that journey. He's really working hard. I'm really working hard. And I think we're going to be okay. But I'm going to be okay if we're not okay. Like, I'm going to be okay if we have to leave or I have to separate. Because I definitely don't want to stay stuck in a cycle of constantly hurting each other or constantly feeling, you know, like unsafe, or constantly like just butting heads. Like that's not fun. I don't want to live my life that way. I've seen people stay in, you know, horrible, toxic relationships for really, 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 really long times. And I have no desire for that, you know. And to that point, I was actually listening to Dr. Nima talk about, he was doing, what was it called? It was codependent, maybe it was I forget what it was, but it was something about toxic relationships. And he was saying, like, a secure partnership. So someone was like, I just want to be a secure partnership. It sounds like heaven. And he was like, don't do that to yourself, because even secure partnerships are going to have conflict. There's going to be moments, like, we're human. There's going to be moments of conflict. There's going to be moments of frustration. There's going to be these moments, but it's how you repair and heal after them that determines, is it a secure relationship or not? So don't, and this is another thing that Dr. Nima has talked about too, is like, happiness, right? Like, I just want a life that is just happiness, right? Or I want a dream job. I want a dream, like, there's gonna be things, right? Like, not every part of running my multi-million-dollar business has felt beautiful and epic and amazing. Like, there's some real hard, difficult things I have to go through to build my business. It's more or less my capacity to be able to handle the difficult things, to be able to hold the difficult things, to be able to allow myself to be okay through these difficult things and not think that something difficult ruins everything. I think that's definitely been a mindset that I have had in the past, where everything is ruined. It's all ruined. As soon as something happens, it's all ruined. It's all ruined. It's all ruined. Right? Like, if everything's not perfect alignment, perfect angel numbers, perfect this, perfect that, then it's all ruined. I'm wrong. I'm bad. And I've allowed that to leave. I've allowed myself to be human. I've allowed myself to have mistakes. And I don't even know if they're mistakes, really. I've allowed myself to just exist as I am without thinking that it's ruining or taking away from anything else. You know, it's just like, we're human. We're going to have a full spectrum of experiences, right? There's going to be pain and beauty. There's going to be, you know, sadness and laughter. Like, all these things exist in this human experience. It's not all one-sided. And as soon as you think that, you know, I think that's most of our problem, is like, we think that there's going to be a point where we hit ultimate happiness and then there's no other problems after that. If I just make this amount of money, if I just have this, everything will be perfect. And that's actually, we separate ourselves from it. We put it on a pedestal and then we can't have it because we've set it so far away from us, you know, that we think that if we think that our life will be perfect after we achieve if we make a dollar amount, or we achieve something, or we have a certain business, like, you can't get it because you've put it out of the realm of reality. You're right there. Like, I talk all the time about reality. Like, I don't live in reality, but like, I don't live in reality of things as in, like, you know, I can make multi-millions even though, you know, I've never made multi-millions before. I don't know. I'm not, that's not a good example, but like, the human existence is going to come with a full spectrum of emotions, and you will have experiences in which you will feel all the spectrum of emotions at any time. Your pet could die, your friend could die, your husband could die, you could have a car accident, your house could burn down. Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. And it's our ability to expand our capacity to feel and accept all the possible things that can happen. Like, I've really been, this past month has really been like, difficult thing. Can you still feel gratitude? Can you still enjoy and appreciate your life? Can you still be happy waking up to your life every day? And the resounding answer has been yes, 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 yes. I can handle difficult things. I can handle big, huge emotions. I can handle all the full spectrum of human emotion, and I can be okay. I can handle big moments of pain, and I can be okay. I can handle big scary things happening, and I can be okay. It's just ultimately I'm going to be okay. It's all part of the human experience. It's all part of existing and living. The pain allows us to see the beauty, right? If all we had was beauty, if all we had was laughter, if all we had was this, it wouldn't even feel that good because there's no contrast, right? We have to have contrast for something to feel really good, right? In order to feel incredible about something, we need to have felt bad about something. Feeling incredible, like I always love to quote Snoop Dogg, what is the truth without a lie? Like if we didn't have any amount of sadness, if we didn't have any amount of pain, then joy, excitement, and beauty would not be as colorful. It would not be as awesome. If it was all just, it would actually be all kind of mundane. We need contrast. We need contrast. And when we can accept the contrast, when we can hold the space of the contrast, and when we can see that the contrast isn't taken away from anything, that it's not ruining anything, that it's just a part of our life, we actually can live a much fuller, happier, exciting life. And I've been harnessing that. I am not coming to a place of 100% perfection. I figured it out. I am doing the work daily. Minute by minute, I am learning this stuff. Minute by minute, I am putting into practice. Minute by minute, I'm asking others to remind me. Like logically, I have so much of this on lock, but like it still happens. I still had a huge experience of rejection yesterday. A moment where I was crying, where I just felt all the emotions in my body. I'm being rejected again. It's happening again. I've been rejected so much. How can they do this to me? Ah! And I knew the steps, and I took myself through it, and I saw the little girl in me who felt rejected. I hugged her. I held her. I gave her so much love. I gave her so much support. And I reached out to Dr. Nima, and I told him how his feeling was going on. And I'm like, I got it. I'm going to do the tools. I'm going to do the things. If you have any other words or insight, love to share them. I'm open ears. He gave me just a few things, like 3 sentences, like that's all I needed, I did the work myself. I guided myself through it. I'm not walking around saying I've completely understood this. I've completely figured it out and I'll never have a problem again. In fact, I'm quite literally saying the opposite. We're going to have stuff happen, but it's our ability to handle it. It's our ability to, hold the space for it without thinking that it's ruining anything. And when we can operate from that space, our life actually becomes more beautiful, more amazing. It's like we want this like peak happiness, but we can't handle, like if we achieve it and then it drops. Like I feel like, so one of Melanie Ann Layer's quotes all the time is leaders are bridges and bridges are tested. And I think so often it's like we say we want the multi-million-dollar business. We want the incredible relationship. We want the big, beautiful house. We want this. We want that. And then it's like the universe gives us like one thing towards it. And then we're like, yes. And then it's like contrast. Something happens. And then we're like, oh, that's it. It's over. It's not happening. I knew it. Right? And then it's like you drop the momentum. It's like when it's almost like Dr. Nima says this too. Every level up brings the devil up, right? So every time you level up, every time you hit something awesome, you hit something amazing, I just hit 3 million in sales, right? But this time I feel like the yuck came before the level up. Maybe, I don't know. I'm prepared. Whatever happens next, I'm prepared. It's fine. I'm okay. Okay. Who knows? Like I'm feeling so good right now with my dad where I can just witness him and hold care and compassion. But I mean, he could literally say one line tomorrow that might send me into a spiral. It's possible, but I'm not going to think that I'm bad, that it's ruined, that everything is gone. I'll be like, okay, new level of like, can I witness him? Can I hold the care and compassion? Can I give the care and compassion to myself? Can I hold my little girl who's feeling hurt right now? Right? Like, so when we hit something, when we achieve something, we get this level of happiness and we're like on cloud 9, woo! And then something, contrast. And it's like your ability to say, okay, this is happening, take care of it. Handle it. It's okay. I can do this. I can handle this. It's a part of life. And then you handle it, you do it, you take care of it, and then you get to have another moment of incredible awesomeness. But it's like when you have that incredible awesomeness and then some contrast happens and you're like, fuck this, it's ruined, it's over, and then you're right back to square one. You need to be able to hold the space for it. You need to be able to accept it. You need to be able to not resist it. You've got to, the three modalities we have to live in, according to Eckhart Tolle, are excitement, enjoyment, or acceptance. Either be excited about what you're doing, enjoy what you are doing, or accept what is happening. That's it. Accept it. So it's like when like, why is this happening to me? You're not accepting it. You're resisting it. Just accept it. Just accept it. As soon as you accept it, it actually dissipates. It's the resistance to it. It's the, why is this happening to me? Why does this always happen? Why am I always here? Resist, 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 resist. What you resist persists. So if you resist it, it continues to persist and persist and persist until you're ready to let it go. Right? So if you I'm always out of money. I never get enough money. I don't have enough money. There's never enough money to pay the bill. You resist, you resist, you resist, you resist. It's going to persist. And what you focus on grows. So if you always focus on, I don't have enough money, there's not enough money, I can't pay my bills, there's not enough money, not enough money, not enough money, not enough money, you repeatedly are asking that to show up for you. Every time you say, there's like our word, Dr. Nima said, our words are prayers. So like every word you say, not just I'm going to pray right now, everything you say, everything you say, everything you say, everything you say. I'm so tired, but I can't stop watching. Everything you say is a prayer, right? So when you say, I don't have enough money, I can't do this, I can't do that, you're literally asking for exactly that. You're asking for that. We don't realize that our words are so freaking powerful, but they are. So instead of saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't afford this, find a different way of like, how can I afford it? How can I do this? What can happen for me, right? So instead of like, this is happening, like complain. How can I grow? How can I learn? How can I evolve? How can I make this better, right? There's two sides to every coin, two sides to every situation, and what you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on the shit side, you're going to keep seeing shit. If you focus on the sunshine, you'll get more of the sun, right? But handle, again, you're always going to have contrast in your life. There's always going to be something, and it's just our ability to be able to handle it without focusing on it and making it grow more. When something pops up that's unpleasant, when something comes in that I'm like, I could have been okay not experiencing this, but it's a part of the human condition. It's a part of living my life. It's what happened. I handle it. I accept it, but I don't add to it. I don't complain about it. I don't grow it. I mean, there are times where I vent a little bit. It pokes. I'm like, you got to let it out a little bit. But not to the extent of like, once I've vented, okay, breathe, hold the space, love myself, care and compassion, give myself love, appreciate myself, do some like shoulder tapping, and then allow it to happen. But if what you speak about, check yourself. Like Melanie talked about one time, she's like, imagine things coming, every thought that you have is either, and I've learned this from like a lot of different people. There's many different ways of saying it. Imagine everything you say, if it comes out positive, it's a green check mark. If it comes out negative, it's a red X. And it's like at the end of the day, how many green check marks do you have versus how many red X's? And like, just pay attention to that. Like, did I just complain? That's a red X. Oh, I don't want a red X. I want a green check mark, right? Another person saying is, imagine there's like a positive cloud and a negative cloud, and every thought you have, every word you say is filling that cloud. And the bigger the cloud gets, the more like, it's just like, what energies are you filling? Like we have to start thinking about what we're saying, what we're doing, what we're feeling, and be conscious about it. And it's not to say like, again, you're going to feel everything as a human. That's the freaking point. You're going to feel all of it as a human. That's the point. But it's like, how do you treat that feeling when you have it? And then do you allow it to grow? Or do you allow it to be what it is and move on? Like Dr. Nima was talking about healing. Their tears are so healing. But there are victim tears and then there are healing tears. The victim tears is, woe is me. This always happens to me. Nobody cares about me. The healing tears are the care and compassion for the you who didn't receive the love when they need it, who didn't receive the repair when they need it, who didn't receive the care and compassion when they need it. And you give that to them now, and you hold your little child and you see, you know, the things that they didn't receive when they needed them, and you love on them and you cry for them. That's the healing tears, right? So it's like everything that we're doing, you're either doing it, you know, are you doing it as a victim, or are you doing it in a form of healing, you know? And it's like, what do you want to identify as? I don't want to identify as a victim ever again. Like, yes, if someone were to rob me, I would be a victim, right? But a victim would be like, oh, I'm robbed, I'm unsafe, no, it's always going to happen to me, woe is me, poor sad me, you know? But I would be like, okay, you know what, that happened, they needed it more than me, whatever, what, you know, like, I'm going to choose how I think about it. I'm going to like choose how I feel about it. And if I feel unsafe, then I will take my little child. I will hold them. I will hug them. I will give them the love. I will give them care and compassion, because I don't want to walk around all the time thinking like something bad is going to happen to me. That's a victim mindset. I can't do it anymore. Living in a victim mind. That's something that happened with my dad today too. It is so funny. Carlos, you popped on. So my dad, we went out to the restaurant today, and I get everything. So this is way back early in the conversation. Everything was like impending doom mode, right? He's like, oh my God, like ordering was an ordeal. Getting the food was an ordeal. And like, he got his food, and like, we have this thing, it's like definitely in our DNA where it's like, we want to eat our food hot and we don't want to be interrupted. But like, there was something wrong with his wife's hamburger, and like, it went back 4 times. And every time he had to get up, he had to go to the thing, he had to get that burger, he had to bring it back, and then he had to go take it back. So it's like every other bite he had to get up, and then he also is like, of course he has a kidney stone going on right now, so he's like in constant pain. And then he said, can you go get your burger this time? And I don't know what happened, but he decided that she looked at him like he was evil for asking her that. And then he was like, oh, like I'm the worst human ever. So now I have to go get the food, and my kidney, and I can't enjoy my hot food. He like blew this thing out of proportion. And I told him, I was like, you're telling yourself a story. You told yourself a story that the way she looks at you means that you're evil. That means that you have to get up. I was like, quit telling yourself these stories. Like most of our problems are us telling ourselves a story. So I told that to him. He heard it. He joked a little bit. You know, I don't know how much healing he's going to be able to do, but I do know I can see him with care and compassion, and I don't need him to change for me to feel okay in my own body. I can feel okay in my own body regardless of what he is or isn't doing. Regardless. And I'm learning to do that with everyone. Like, that's one of the biggest things I've been working on is with my husband, David. Can I feel okay regardless of what he is or isn't doing? I don't need him to change for me to feel okay. I can completely allow him to exist and me to exist. And nothing has to be different for us to exist and be okay. He may never change. My dad may never change. He may never heal. He may never grow. He may never evolve. He may always see himself as a victim. And it's so funny because he always talks about how people see themselves as victims. But he may always be that state. Can I still love the man who tried to father me? Who tried his very best without an education and emotions, without education and mental health, without anyone in his childhood giving him proper care and compassion? Can I see him as a human being who suffered in his own childhood, who had no freaking idea what he was doing when he had 3 kids? Like, can I see that side of him and be okay and feel care and compassion for him and not sit here and blame him for all the problems I have in my life? Yes, I can do that. I can do that. Yes, I can be the more emotionally mature one. Yes, I can be the more responsible one for the responsibility in the relationship. I'm the only one who called him. I'm the only one who called and said Happy Father's Day. I'm the only one who can witness him and not feel angry and upset and annoyed or frustrated with him because of the stupid things he says or how he, operates, or everything's impending doom, It's just wild. And it wasn't always this way. I'm learning, I'm growing, evolving, caring, compassion, loving on myself, witnessing my little child when she feels something. And tomorrow it's going to be even more insanity because we're going to the zoo. And there's going to be like 15 of us. Like my mom, my birth mom is going. My birth father is going. His wife is going. My husband's going. Nanny's going. Friends and family are going. We're all going to go. It's tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, and we're going to take her to the zoo. And who knows? But I'm just going to operate in. They can be who they are. They can operate how they're operating. I don't need to fix them. I don't need to change them. It is not my responsibility. There might be some, my dad has already expressed, I was like, I owe your mom some apologies. Yeah, you do. You definitely do. And who knows how they may end up feeling. Like, I don't know. I did have his wife, my second mama, and my mama have dinner the other night, and they got to meet each other without him, which I think was great. Because I know I think he's pretty nervous about it. I think he's kind of scared about it. And it is awkward. I mean, they did not have the best ending of a relationship. Again, this was way back before therapy really existed on a big level, right? They had a tumultuous situation. And, again, two unhealed people having no idea how to function in a relationship, raising 3 kids together, like having a divorce. It was not pretty. It was ugly. It was awful, right? And I could sit here and I could be like, my parents were so awful and that was my childhood and they ruined it. I could be so mad at them. And I could be so justified. Those fucking narcissists. All they cared about was themselves and what they were doing, and they didn't think about how it impacted us as children. How dare they? I could choose that mentality, but I don't want to. It doesn't feel good to me. And I would much rather feel good. I would much rather feel care and compassion for them. My baby just woke up. So I love you all. My phone's about to die anyway. I love you all. Have an amazing night. I'll keep you updated on the zoo. Have an amazing night. All the lows and vibes to live a fully expressed and authentic life. And go heal your shit. Love you. Bye.